uploading settings to cloud. You should wait. Would you like to go anyway? And I still go anyway. So earlier it messed up. Is it glitchy? Robo Brian, yes! Alright. Once a month, we gotta go through this, I guess, huh? I told you it was gonna be glitchy. Bye. Hello. Is that any better? Is it any better? I love this so much. Nope. Alright, let's try this. Is it better? How about now? It's the same again? Okay. There's a way that I fix this every time. It's the stupid camera and the Elgato 4K cam link. It has to be. Because watch, as soon as I turn it off, watch. Give me a second. Boom. Is it better now? It's better now, right? Indeed, it's better. So we know what the problem is. We know what the problem is. So let me see if I can all right, let me try this. Let me try this. Here, you guys don't need to see this up close and personal anyways. You guys. Uh-oh. Alright, so this is gonna sound terrible, but I can't. There we go. I couldn't find the location to put the cable. If I say that any differently, it's not gonna be good. Alright. How about now? No? Hello? We got some audio issues. I am aware of them. We are trying to work them out. Words. Are we okay? Nope, it's bad. Kind of. Somewhat. Sorta. Everyone's giving me the same response. That's so weird. Let me try this one more time. All right, how about now? Can you hear me now? This is so weird. I think it got worse. Now it's back being horrible. What about? I'm trying to fit the part here. Alright, well, we got this option. I guess we'll just roll with Phantom Brian. Because you guys can hear me. I mean, the other option is I can try to go, let's see here. Alright, I was like, why isn't that working? So give me a hot second here. I should be able to improvise with another camera. Hold it. Bye. How's that? Is that? I mean, that should be fine, huh? What is this? No, it's over here. What? Oh. How's that? Okay. What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? I cannot stress enough how frustrating it is You know how much money went into that? How much time it took me to figure out to get the right battery for it to work and everything, and how I just. Anyways, what's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome everybody. I'll go ahead and tweet to the world that we're live now, that it's not all garbly goop. I'm back. It hasn't been long. We platinumed The Last of Us Part 2 earlier. Hung out for a little bit afterwards. Pretty fun. Pretty fun. I want to, before I go any further, I got a total list of stuff here. I just, before I close this window, I just had an idea, and I don't think the person I shared it with is nearly as excited about it as I am. But I shared it, and I'll continue to share this amongst the staff in the next couple of days. And we will continue to build on this idea. Freaking Tyler, always raining on my parade, man. And like, I was literally like, how can you take an idea to somebody that literally like puts them on a pedestal and like, and they're like, no, like seriously, like. As time goes on, I will share more on that. That'll probably be a next month Gamebreak thing. But anyways, what is up? I did have an early notification squad. Paige, Matt, and Rob. So the Preston Bros got in early. That's awesome to see. Paige, I think, had to dip out. I don't know that she's back or not. But yeah, good to see all of you again. Most of you were here this morning. Thank you for coming back. I know that there will be a handful of views later that are not live. Don't worry, Kirsten. I'll let you know, because trust me, you'll have a list of ideas. You will. And you actually said something to me earlier today that isn't related, but is totally related. And now you're going to be like, well, what the crap did I say to him earlier? Don't go through the Skype. We'll talk more later. But yes, so check this out, guys. Weird phenomenon happening right now. Weird phenomenon. We are plummeting in views, like bad, like bad. I'm steering the ship straight though. I'm trying to provide new content every day. In fact, we have uploaded every day. I don't even know when the last time I missed a day is, and if there was one recently, you'd probably have to go back quite a ways before that too. Maybe when I was on vacation. I'm not tooting my own horn. I'm just saying I've been trying to deliver as much as possible. I've been trying to change the momentum that we've had going, because as you can see, it's not great. I mean, even our subscribers have dropped down a significant amount. Now, this graphic was taken yesterday right after the stream, so probably 4 o'clock. It's been a good 24 hours since I took this, so we've definitely got more. In fact, if I look at the live count right now for our subscriber count, we're sitting at 129,308. So we've jumped, you know, a big jump since then as well. And I'm not complaining at all, but I'm just trying to figure out. I've been trying to navigate. I've had a few meetings with some, you know, like I had a meeting with Adam the other day to kind of discuss what future guides I will need. You know, Tyler and I have talked about future ideas. You know, Todd and I and Gray have all been trying to figure out the games that are going to make the most sense for the streams and for projects. We all know that Lego Skywalker is going to be great. That's going to bring a lot of people back. But essentially, what? You didn't upload much Lego in that time. No, that's true. And that's, yeah, that's what I was kind of getting at, is that I know that as the time goes on, you know, more Lego content and more stuff will happen, and we'll get that served. I mean, YouTube life is always like this, right? But it's always kind of scary when you see those numbers start jumping to like the high teens or 20s. When you start jumping 20%, you start to kind of look at things and go, okay, what am I doing wrong, or how can I improve this? So another thing that's been suggested to me by somebody who I take, you know, as to be a smart person, is you know, a recycling of some of our content. So at some point soon, I'm gonna, again, there's more meetings to be had with staff, but I'm gonna talk to some people and see if anybody wants any more responsibility than they currently have right now. If they do, then I'm gonna probably set up some stuff on Facebook. What's up, Greg? What's up, Ninja? What's up? I see you guys sneaking in here. What's up, Rackers? You know, I definitely am going to be looking. We got more things happening. It's October. We're going to go with our October test thing. We got a few things in the works, including chat time. In fact, I'm surprised I haven't seen anybody run the cloud bot yet. Nobody's pinged their points or anything yet. Technically, we're in that zone right now. So after today, those numbers will get reset. If you don't know what the points are, the points are a system that is built into the stream. For every 5 minutes of watch time you have or you participate in, you get 1 point. We're going to stack them up, and at the end of the month, we're going to look at who the top people were, and I'm going to give some rewards out. Now, again, this is kind of a test. We're seeing how it works. We're going to make sure that there's no cheekery happening, because the mods can actually, with the right commands, actually right now it's just me and Kirsten, but if people get more involved, and more access is granted, there is an availability to give points or take points. So one can giveth and taketh away. But ultimately, you know, I always want to know what kind of games you guys want us to play. Now, it was kind of a secret, but I accidentally fumbled onto my dashboard earlier, and some of you guys saw, you know, one of the games that's in the near future. I can't guarantee a time yet, just due to the projects we already have lined up, plus future projects like Skywalker, and unaccounted for things like whether or not I'll get a PS5 or whether or not I'll get an Xbox Series X before or on the launch. You know, whether there'll be unboxings or videos for that type of content. You know, there's still some things that are up in the air, but ultimately we're trying to define and get ahead of ourselves, because ultimately, you guys know, I'm often scrambling trying to figure out which way do I go? Which way do I go? So anyways, feedback is always important. Always, you know, so the more the merrier, whether you're tweeting to me, whether you're dropping me a comment on Facebook, whether you're responding to a video, you know, I read it all. Like I would say 90% of what you guys post on all those platforms, I read it. The one place that I don't really frequent, and I'm trying to get good and learn it and be better, is Discord. As the Discord channel slowly continues to grow, you know, we're getting at least 1 or 2 new people every week asking about it. I don't know if they're using it or not. But that being said, you know, the feedback is key. So, you know, the better the better those numbers are, that means the better I'm serving you guys, right? The better I am, the better host I am, the better games I'm playing, that's what we're all about. You know, and I've been running the community page a lot too. I don't know if you guys have noticed that. I've been using the community page about once a week, every 5 days or so, trying not to be every day, because I don't want it to get things to get lost in the shuffle, but I'm also trying to be as active as possible there with reminding you guys of, you know, things like, you know, the guides. Like, we got guys like Tyler, you know, Doug, Adam, Gary, who have all participated and spent a tremendous amount of time and energy putting these written guides together. Those guides actually get handed off to me, and then I go make the videos with them. So, like, everybody always asks me, like, how do you know where these things are? It's not because I'm just a game god. It's because these dudes do the work for me. So, you know, Tyler and all those guys, they could really use some feedback and some views on that stuff too. We'd love to see that, because the more we see there, the more production we'll get, and the more it just goes around, and it's merrier for everybody. So, you know, like I said, feedback is key. And let's see, how many games do you play? Black Ninja, you're asking a great question. Right now, I've got a variety of games going. Every day pretty much is a different. We actually have a topic here in a minute. I'll get to that, and I'll be showing the stream schedule and all the games we have planned. You know, that's actually, that was what I had to do in between the last stream today and right now, was create that graphic. So I'll be sharing that with you in a minute. But, you know, moving along, you know, all stats and that stuff aside, I've got tough skin. You know, I say that a lot for different reasons. Some people, you know, get really upset when they lose or get beat at like Ultimate Chicken Horse or something like that by their friends who they had a significant lead on, and there's no way that they can lose, and somehow they lose. Like, some people can't handle that. You know, and I don't thrive on it, but I've got tough skin. I've got, when it comes to people and topics, even topics that I don't agree with, like, I got tough skin. When it comes to people calling me names or hating on me or accusing me, I've got tough skin. So the analytics don't really bother me. I just keep my head up and I keep running straight. And I hope that when the arrow lands, that it hits the target. I mean, that's basically, you know, what we're shooting for. So again, feedback is key. Now, moving along, I asked you guys, one of the last big polls I did was, you know, hey, we're kind of on the fence about doing a game. And the game was a mature game, but we'd covered the first one. And so we wanted to continue with the second one and provide that for all those people who watched those earlier videos. But when we asked, we got kind of a mixed reaction. And so I kind of jumped off the fence and was like, nope, I'm not going to do it. And I even told Adam, who was going to write a written guide for it, like a full guide. He'd started and was putting out a bunch of stuff, found a bunch of collectibles. And then I told him, you know what, dude, I don't think I'm going to do videos. And then I did the poll and everyone was like, yeah. And I say everyone, there was probably 50, 60, 70, somewhere in their responses out of 150 or so that responded. So it was like 50%. We're like, yes, please do it. So I jumped in and I did The Last of Us Part 2. This was an interesting ride. I actually spent a bunch of time creating this guide with my son. So again, tough skin. The videos have been terrible performance-wise. Now, if you've watched any of them, I feel like they're done very well. I mean, I'm biased because I did them, right? I know what I was looking for, and what I was looking for, I nailed. You know, I had the edits where I needed. I don't feel like, I think I made one mistake typographically. I think I labeled one video the wrong level, but addressed it in the title and everything else. So, but other than that, like, I feel like the series is the same type of formula as our Lego stuff, which everybody loves. So I'm like, what the crap? Why are people? So in the end, as much as I am confused, I want to thank you guys for actually encouraging me to do it, because I have been able to spend like every other night with my son doing something that I love and something that he has wanted to learn, but hasn't really been able to commit to. So when we started, we sat down, I said, hey, if we're going to do this, we're going to do this. And so it was really cool. So it was a meaningful thing. I know I've already shared this. I don't have it with me. It's plugged in on the charger over there, but I bought us both controllers. And so it was like a real memorable moment. And holy crap, I didn't notice that somebody was peeking over the top of the thumbnail like a weirdo. That's pretty funny. What's up, Raised? I see you sneaking in. Johnny Thunder, hey, what's up? Connie, I see you. I haven't really addressed everybody. As you guys know, Gamebreaks, I try to go through all of the stuff. I always address the early notification squad. I say hi to everybody that's coming in as best as I can, but I try to get to the stuff because I had a lot of complaints or a lot of feedback from you guys saying, look, I don't got 6 hours to watch this stuff, so don't sit there and talk and talk and talk like you always do. Get to the meat and potatoes and then do your talking. And I can honor that. I can agree with that. So with that topic being said, The Last of Us Part 2 is officially completed. We actually finished the rest of the gameplay that we didn't get in the trophy or for the collectibles. We did that today and last week on stream, so we completed it and deleted it, and I actually said it in the right order for once, so that was fun. I see Paz out there too. What is up, Paz? So yeah, next up, because we finished that, you know, we started something new. This is going to continue to be a Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday upload schedule, but you guys, if you haven't already seen, we've got a new written guide that Adam put together for us. There's still a little work in progress at the very bottom where the collectibles are in regards to formatting. So some of the titling for each one will change. It'll get a little bolded out and it'll get beautified. It's going to go to the salon, okay? It's going to go to you know, whatever and get all you know, beautified, glamored, if you will. But yeah, so a lot of you have already played this game. Some of you are wondering, well, how are you playing it? Well, to be honest with you, it is available on PS3, also available on PS Now on the PS4. However, it does not have trophies. So I am playing it on the Xbox One. I went and bought a cheap copy off eBay for like $3.50, and it had free shipping. I don't know how that worked because shipping is expensive these days. But that being said, I did that. I've been sitting on it for a while, and I've been having a blast. As of today, I will be done with the second movie, and then that video will be up on the server tomorrow. Now, it's kind of confusing, but one more time, I'll explain how I like to do these. Because I am uploading a video every single day, but only releasing one every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, I have it set up so at the end of level 1, there's a link to level 2. Now, there's a few videos. We've gone through the first 5 chapters of the first movie. There's 6 chapters per movie, so we're almost done with the first movie. You can expect the next one on Saturday. But ultimately, actually, no, tomorrow. I keep forgetting. I keep thinking today's Thursday. I even was talking to, I was sending out, I was like, hey, are we still good for Fall Guys tomorrow? Tomorrow? You're playing Fall Guys on a Thursday? It's like, oh, crap. Come on, man. What day is it? But anyways, you follow the end screen links and you can get to videos that have not been released. Now, furthermore, if you're already through the story and you're not worried about those videos and you want to get to the free play, all of the free play information, including mini kits, the characters you need, all that stuff is already on the guide on our main website, happythumbsgaming.com. So I encourage you to check it out. Again, it's awesome. It's been well put together, and if you guys have feedback, or maybe you want to put a guide together for a game, message me, drop me a comment on the website, hit me up on Facebook, tweet at me, let me know. That's how I've come across everybody else, is they've stepped up and come to me and said, hey, I have interest in what you were saying, and bam, we try to make it happen. Some people work out, some people go, you know what, I thought this was going to be fun, it's not fun. Some people go, what the crap, this is the best thing that's ever happened to me, thank you. Everybody's got a different reaction. So, check it out, or check it out, as I like to say, and get good with some mini kits and achievements. And we will be getting to the second one too. A lot of people have been asking me, are you going to do the second one next? Maybe. It might not be next. We are going to do it, but might not be next. We still have Lego Batman 1, and we still have we got Lego Skywalker coming up in, I'm predicting May 4th. If they release it on any other day in spring, shame on them. I don't give a crap what you got to do. That needs to be May 4th. It really does. It does. I don't care. You want to argue about it? I'll fight you. It's got to be May 4th. Think about it. All right, moving right along. So I've been talking about stream schedule. As you guys know, I actually stream 6 days a week. It's crazy because a lot of you have known and followed us for a long time, and some of you just recently found us in the last couple of weeks. You're like, wow, I didn't know you streamed. It's crazy how the YouTube algorithm or the settings have kind of gone against me and other channels too. I look at some of these other channels, I won't mention any names, but I will say like million subs, and they've got like 100 people watching their streams. 400,000 subs, and they got like 110 people, so it's like, I see this platform needing some changes to help benefit. I think it prioritizes stuff. I've actually been sharing some numbers with people lately too. I showed you guys some stats. Ironically, as some of those stats have plummeted, other ones are remaining exactly the same. And mathematically speaking, that's like probably impossible. Like it is. If you think about it, it doesn't make sense. And so Paz is one that I've been talking a lot about, and he and I haven't really talked a lot about this yet because it hasn't fully come to its full fruition or concept yet. But Paz and I are working on something that's going to be different. It's going to be an addition. I'm not even exactly sure where it will be. That might be on Paz's channel. It might be on HTG TV. It may be on HTG. It may be a whole new adventure. And Paz, I know my time is going to be limited and probably until tomorrow, but in the next day or two, we need to have a talk because I got this idea that I'm super hype about. I shared it with Tyler, and he gave me the giant meh. And so I want to share it with you. And I know that I think you will totally be hype on this. I see. See? Yeah. And I mean, there's lots of room for ideas and growth on it too. And it's something totally different. I talk about how Happy Thumbs right now this is crazy to think about it. You realize October 13th, I think it's October 13th. Is it October 11th. Let's get this figured out right now. October 11th will be 9 years. I've been YouTubing 9 years. So think about that. It's taken me 9 years to get to 129,000 subscribers. Everyone says, "Oh, you're underrated," and everything. I've worked hard to get here, and I am super stoked to have every single one of them. Um, October 7th, 2011. October 7th. So basically, a week from tomorrow will be our 9-year anniversary. What I was getting at, though, is I've almost been doing this for 10 years. 10 years. You know, that being said, we have, wow. My upcoming releases are actually very accurate and still relevant, and I have not checked this page in a while. But we've got 56 million views, over 3,000 videos in our catalog. You know, a lot of people ask me, how do you do it? What's your plan? Listen, I stay up late. I get up early. I mean, some people think YouTube life is super easy, and maybe some YouTubers have it easy. Some of the bigger guys, I think, do have a little bit of easier stuff, just because of the fact that, like, they have enough views that generate enough revenue that allow them to kind of delegate some of their things. Like I would love, and I know he's capable, and he would love it. In fact, we've even talked about this on a couple of times. Tyler has said he would move, and if I could pay him full time, you know, to be like whatever, an editor or video producer, whatever, like he's all in. But it's like, I'm just not, as you guys know, we're not on that kind of level yet. But if we get to that, you know, man, it's just crazy to think about that. It's crazy to think about how at some point, you know, somebody will benefit from the success that we have, because there will be additional dividends and jobs and opportunities, and you know what I mean? Like, so growth is real. We're climbing up. We're almost to that 130,000, which, you know, unfortunately YouTube doesn't recognize anything significant until like what, 500. So we still got a long ways to go. But all right, stream schedule. Bam, here it is, official. Lots of videos, lots of different stuff, lots of options. Wednesday, I'm still torn about Wednesdays, you guys. All days except for Sundays are going to be 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. As you can see there, we do have 2 different channels we stream to. The future holds some fun things, guys. Not only games for stream, but, you know, other ideas and things that we hope to bring. You know, be looking for tomorrow's new adventure with Gray and I and A Way Out. That thumbnail is absolutely hideous too, by the way. Yes, and Tyler, he makes a good point. We are 871,000 subs away from Tyler's tattooing. So at 1 million subs, Tyler claims that he will get a Happy Thumbs branded tattoo. And for what it's worth, I'll get one too. I'll get one too. I mean, some of you guys have seen, maybe not. I've got homage from the previous decade of service, if you will, and where I ran the you know, 503 clan, which started off as a nonchalant bunch of ragtag no good doers, easy for me to say, and turned into, you know, an online competitive gaming clan. Unfortunately, we didn't have a tremendous amount of success. We won some, we lost more. And unfortunately, there's still proof of that. There's still some of the tournaments that we competed in still have the map that was representing the tournament itself, because you fought for territories and this fictional map that, you know, everybody reported on, and there was all these rules and everybody played by the rules. It was in a different time when rules were still followed and disagreements didn't end in friendships being cut off, and it was definitely a different time. Well, that's not true. Friendships were definitely cut off. I take that back. It was video games. Of course, friendships were cut off. But anyways, so again, we really want to know what's up with your requests. You know, if you guys hate A Way Out, then we'll try to stay away from stuff like that. Like, there's some single player stuff that I can definitely do. I always like having people play with, though, on certain days. I like solo days and group days, or, you know, co-op days. I feel like that co-op, the second person or 3 or 4 people, bring a different dynamic. Like, it's fun to see me play, but it's even funner to watch me lose to Tyler, or, you know, to see Joey get 7 damage. You know what I mean? And there's things that we will never forget about, you know, like Captain Caveman. I mean, we got stories for days because of people that have played with. the stories become a lot more limited and not as meaningful when it's just me. So Thursdays, we're still looking for co-op opportunities. I think Tyler and I have landed on a couple future games. We'll see, though, because I don't know. One of them's kind of a challenge for us, but it's a big-time grind, and it's an old game, and I don't know if you guys are even going to care. So the analytics will definitely tell us. You know, Greg, that's a great suggestion. I tried to play the first one, and I played it late. I played it with Tyler, too, who was way OP, and he was, like, killing people with 3-4 bullets, and I was taking full clips to do like 1 HP of damage on these guys because I was just not ranked up enough. The experience I had was terrible. I think that if I started off from the beginning, maybe, but there's so much run here, do this, do that. Like, I kind of prefer the simplicity of like Left 4 Dead type stuff. You know, and that is something that I've been trying to work on, is trying to get it set up so that I could stream without going into a lot of detail. I have a stream PC that has everything on it, and I have a regular PC that I, you know, do all my main work, editing and photoshopping and stuff like that. I also, that's where my screen is displayed when I'm streaming. It's where all of my everything is right now that I can see, so I can communicate with you guys and whatever. But the stream is still happening over there. Now, that being said, I don't know if there's a way to stream over there and have it output to this TV without really digging through wires and getting HDMIs and doing. I'm trying to figure out a way that's just simple. Now, moving the software over here and streaming from here is possible, but I've already ran into some glitches just testing. You guys saw that the other day, and I have enough problems as it is with my hardware. I'm not trying to encourage more. So if I can find a way to like actively stream. Yeah, I've thought about that, Paz, but I'm trying not to spend more money on something that may. I mean, what if I stream Among Us twice and Left 4 Dead once? Then I spent, what, $300, $400 on a card that would allow, and even then, I don't know. Maybe you have something else in mind, but we'll figure it out. You have PC knowledge on a grander scale than I do, especially when it comes to streaming PC content. When it comes to streaming consoles, I'm definitely more experienced in that. So we can share, and hopefully I can learn and get good from that. Hey, so this last month, it was pretty devastating. And unfortunately, I just saw the news right before the stream started. There's this weird phenomenon happening that is going to kind of bring back some old stuff. But as you guys know, there was a bunch of wildfires. I'm going to cue what is kind of a long slideshow here. So I'm just going to, some of you saw this video. There's no audio for it. Love the bedhead. I just got up out of bed. This was basically day one of potential evacuation and fires. Now, my state of Oregon on the West Coast has been largely on fire for multiple days. It was probably a 24-hour period where the sky was completely red. There was ash falling down. It was very apocalyptic. I mean, this video sort of shows, but I mean, seeing it on this video is absolutely nowhere near how it was in RL. Like, it was freaky, and it got to a point where our air quality was so bad we couldn't even go outside without wearing a filtered mask. I mean, like the movies, like you see in The Last of Us and other movies, we could not go outside. And I'm serious, you could go out there. You could walk out there, but I mean, within 25 to 30 breaths, you could feel it. When you can, like, if you were trying to run or work or do anything, it was virtually impossible. And I feel bad for the people. Our neighbors had a house re-roofed, and there was a whole crew that was out there. Look at these pictures. I mean, this is not, there's no filter, no Photoshop has been done on this. And I actually left out 2 really red ones that my mom had sent me. Some of these photos you guys have seen, some of these photos were taken by my wife that never made it. But I mean, this was during the middle of the day. This was not sunset. This was not sunrise. This was like 2 in the afternoon, 3 in the afternoon. And so anyways, the fires kind of made their way north and south of us. They kind of split and went different ways. And I mean, look, you can see all the ash on my car. I mean, look, my car hadn't moved in a couple of days. And I think that was day 1 I even took a video of me taking a blower and blowing off all the excessive, the excess ash and tried to get out, because if it gets wet, it's actually really hazardous to paint. So there's like all this stuff going on. Like we had to worry about our cars, we had to worry about, and poor Drexler and all the other dogs. There were some owners that took their dogs out. We refused to do it. We were literally leashing them up and walking them out the back door, letting them go to the bathroom and bringing them right back in. And I was kind of the designated guy. I had what I called my hazmat suit. It was just a pair of sweats and a sweatshirt, a hooded sweatshirt, but I would put it on over whatever I was wearing, and I'd put on my mask, and I'd pull my hood, snug it up tight, and I would legit go out there and take as little of breaths as possible. Like I was making jokes, like, I don't know if you guys remember, there's an old Eddie Murphy movie, and there's a part where at the end the guy gets locked in a safe in a bank, and it's a hilarious movie, very adult, very old school, very crass, but I couldn't help but think that's how I was taking short breaths. Now, this footage right here that you guys are seeing, I've had the privilege of knowing this particular guy who has gone from one of the most feared and aggressive, and I really mean like feared people locally. He was very much gang related in the early days. I met him right as he was getting out of all of that stuff. We were neighbors at apartments. This dude's house was up in the danger zone, and somehow he crossed paths with a friend of a friend who had like 1,000-gallon or 10,000, I don't know how many gallons the truck had so much water, and it was built for fire, putting out fires. So these guys, because of some rules and because of how fast the fire was traveling, the governor and other states too were finding that these winds that were very unnatural came in and were pushing the fire. Some people were saying the fire was moving as fast as 40 feet per second because the winds were blowing 45, 50 miles an hour for long gusts. And so here this dude is out there legit fighting fires. Now, some of this footage is better than others. This was relevant to where my pond is. That's why I chose this footage. So some of it's kind of, but I mean, look, those are people's houses. That's forest. I mean, and this dude is out there doing what he could, but I mean, so much was lost and he couldn't do. Here in a minute, there's a second clip. Right now, he's just driving down the road. This is in Gates, Oregon, which is just north of Mill City, which Mill City was just virtually destroyed. And that's where he lived. Again, Gates is where our pond is. Some of you probably have no idea what I'm talking about, but our pond was a place that I actually used to shoot our game breaks from. Every Tuesday, it was my grandfather's property that he took care of. To go back even further, it was actually the back half of my grandmother's property that she grew up on. So it's been in the family for like 60, 70 years. And I do believe this is transferred. Yeah, I think we're into another footage. So this is the next day. And he's about to drive over a bridge, which is right by the pond. And I actually kind of zoom in at the very end and show you. But I mean, this is amazing. So yeah, there's the Gates. That's the fire department that's right there in Gates. They're just standing there. And there's almost nothing they can do. And this is what was kind of frustrating, but also I totally get it. They're standing there protected. Look, right across the street. That's a house. Look, and he's calling them on. He's like, look, they're just standing there doing nothing. But that's what they were told to do. And they really couldn't do anything. And a lot of people in Oregon are upset about this. And I mean, a lot of people lost their, I mean, hundreds of people lost their homes. There's one of the most famous houses on this drive. We're about to cross a bridge right now, and over on the left, there's this house. It had this huge deck. It was like something out of a Hollywood movie, and there it is. Here it is. Well, I guess it was huge. There was a huge. I mean, it's just gone, and I mean, it's just devastating. I mean, I've watched this footage 100 times, sharing it with friends and family. I hosted it and shared it with my family that has ties to the pond. So here he's getting back in the truck right now, and he's gonna get in the truck, and when he looks straight ahead, our pond is 100 feet right ahead of us, right there. That's our pond. So anyways, this next footage here, this is like day 5 or 6. Air quality was getting pretty bad actually. So this was Thursday, so this was actually day 3. Because it started, we got the warning Monday night. Tuesday, we were on level 1 evacuation. Tuesday's when those videos were taken. Tuesday and Wednesday, actually. And then this is Thursday. Now, why was I out in it driving? And why is half the view my dash? Well, I was driving the car, and I have a magnetic mount that I had, and I was able to kind of sneak over the dash and see. But normally you can see the mountains. Like I'm looking right now in the direction driving towards where the fires were, and they were coming right at us. You know, geographically. My grandmother's that I go see was right across that bridge there. But I was driving up to drop off my car. I had my brakes done and stuff, and there was a couple of footage. Look at this. We changed our house air filter, which is the white one there. Or no, the bottom one there. We changed it about a week before it happened. And that other one, the dirty one, that was just from... Isn't that insane? That was like 2 weeks, 16 days. 16 days we figured out. 16 days. It went from totally clean to... So, you know, a lot of people were kind of wondering, like, you know, why wasn't I streaming for a couple of days? I think I uploaded videos on those days as a substitute, but you know, ultimately it was tough. Like all in that same time, right as that was kind of, we couldn't go outside still because the air was bad, but we were no longer in danger. My aunt had a heart attack. Like it's just all these things. Like this last 2 months have been very trying. I know everybody's had a tough 2020. I mean, 2020 can suck it. I mean, that's at the end of the day, that's the easiest way to say it. You know, but ultimately 2020 has also brought some good. You know, and so I am one that tries to thrive and live in the positive. There's a lot going on. I already mentioned this. We talked about this earlier today too. So much happening right now that you can invest your time and energy into. Make sure that you pick stuff that you actually can control. Too many people out there fighting over the internet, over stuff they have no control over, being silly. Do what you can. Be a part of it. Be a part of the good. Stop being one of those trolly people who sits back and tries to instigate trouble or tries to point blame at the other party or whatever it may be. We all need to do better. And some of us are doing good, but we all need to do better. That's all I can say. But back to the good. We did have a pretty big milestone for the Carey family. September was also our 1 year anniversary of having Drixler. So most of you guys know when we got him 1 year ago, right now, right? We were like 3 weeks in to ownership of him. I mean, Connie and Kirsten, some of you probably remember, we didn't know if we were going to be able to keep him or not. Like my wife was sleeping on an air mattress down in the kitchen because we were trying to crate train him. We were told he was crate trained. He wasn't, you know, but our house has had a 180, like since he's been around, like so much good. You know, Reese, high school's pretty tough. Lots of stuff. I already mentioned, you know, suicide rates extremely high at his school. And the school is pretty terrible about standing up for their students. Since we got Drex, I mean, obviously the school has been less because of distance learning and la-di-da, but just spirits, everything. We have something to do as a family together. We go on walks. We've been a little shy on the walks lately, but now that it's not 1,000,000 degrees out and we can actually go outside too, that's been a factor as well. We're definitely gonna spend time. This picture cracks me up. He's got this smile he does with his teeth, and his front two teeth, mine are jacked up, so he's clearly my dog because his front teeth, they're like shorter and like pulled in a little bit. Like they're not that bad, but and he does that little smile, and it's so funny. It cracks me up all the time. And there's my wife getting jerked around by him and stuff too. We were cracking up as I was making this video the other night. But you know, so like I said, 2020's been up and down. It's certainly been a roller coaster of emotion. Do what you can to take the positive from it. You know, I just found out that, you know, somebody that I used to spend a little bit of time with passed away the other night too, and it was a big shock. I didn't even know anything was going on, and I still don't know the full details. You know, and obviously, like I said, my aunt had her, like, just too many tough guys out there. Don't be a tough guy. Be a good guy. Be somebody that holds the door open when you get a chance. Be a guy that makes sure that does the right thing online. Don't be poking and prodding. And I just spotted Gumby again poking over the top. That was not intentional, you guys. Like, and I keep looking over and seeing it, and it's cracking me up. But yeah, so pretty awesome. Like, look at Drexler eating the foam, sea foam. Nom 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 nom. Anyways, this is almost over, and I hope you guys enjoyed that. As far as my list goes, everything is pretty much covered except for, last but not least, our Patreon stuff. You know, we are getting pretty close to hitting a pretty big milestone over at Happy Thumbs Gaming TV. This will load at some point. Boy, I'm getting blown up by the school district right now. Reese's school is really good about sending emails and phone calls and phone calls and phone calls and phone calls. But you can see there we got 942 subs, so you know, almost we're like 58 away from being pretty awesome. But yeah, so yes, Johnny, my aunt is doing okay. Turns out they did a bunch of tests on her. They found out she had a narrowing in one of her pathways. And so they've determined that it's not bad enough to like warrant any kind of surgery or anything of that nature. So they put her on some medication, some cholesterol medication, and I think a blood thinner. Ultimately, she is expected to be totally fine and resume life as per normal, which is great. You know, she's fairly young. You know, she's in her mid 60s. So not super young. I mean, a lot of people have not made that milestone already, but I mean, you know, at the same time, definitely one that I hope to surpass and look back, way back on, right? I mean, wife and I talk about stuff all the time. My grandparents made it. My grandfather was 94 when he passed. My grandmother is still alive and 94 right now. So, you know, probably unlikely that I'll make 94. But, you know, I'd like to make 80. You know, and I've seen a few comedians that talk about life after 80. That's about as far as I think I really want to go. You know, I remember Grandpa, as much as it was to have him around, I loved it. You know, and he always felt like he was a burden, you know, and he wasn't. I mean, I loved hanging out with him. He was my hero. And but, you know, we'll see what I don't know. I can only handle a couple more losses from Tyler before I'll be one grumpy old man before I really make it to grumpy old man status. My dad was in his 50s. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, Johnny. You know, I mean, everybody's got different situations, you know, up until my grandfather passed, which was 2 years ago. You know, I had all of my grandparents still, which is crazy because I'm in my 40s, you know, and I mean, ultimately that doesn't happen very often. So Reese got to meet and had plenty of time with his great grandparents. He still gets to talk to him, but grandma, unfortunately, COVID's kind of prevented us from being able to do stuff and whatnot. But 80 is the new 20 with everyone getting to 120 years old. Maybe not everybody. I mean, there's definitely hurdles that people encounter, and you know, I just hope that if hurdles are encountered for any of us, that we find it early and we definitely you know, overcome those. We've got some people right now that are putting up a good fight, and you know, I wish them well and hope that it continues to be you know, how it's going. As far as Joey goes, I have not heard from Joey. That is a great question. You know, I wouldn't expect him to necessarily text me or post right away to me. But at the same time, that's some pretty big bragging rights, and we all know how much that dude likes to brag. So, you know, I will be the first to post some photos and stuff when he gives them to me and allows me or encourages me to post them. But no, I had not. And today, for those of you who don't know, HTG Joey, who hasn't been around nearly as much lately due to a job that he took that kind of conflicts with our stream hours. You know, he's still around, plays with us from time to time and whatnot, but he has a little baby being born today, and you know, so all in all, you know, like I said, 2020 hasn't all been bad. It's been a roller coaster of emotion, no doubt about it, but holy cow, there's definitely been some good things to look back on and be grateful for. So hey, last but not least, before I get into just flapping like with no agenda, because I still have a little bit of agenda here. Next is Patreon. Most of you are familiar with this. This is simply a way for those of you who want to go above and beyond. One of the things that we do is we add you to our website. There's actually a page on our website, happythumbsgaming.com. It's the Happy Thumbs Namer Wall of Fame. That's right, you heard it right, the Happy Thumbs Namer Wall of Fame. And if you ever contributed to our Patreon account, you actually get added to that wall. So it's one of the perks of being a supporter there, and that's any dollar amount. 1, 2, 5, or 10 are the current values that we have. Of course, you can put others in there. So some people have asked, like, can I do like a $20 one-time deal and just call it good? Sure, if that's what works for you. There's always super chats and other things for one-time scenarios, but ultimately, we've always had like these goals of having tons of people at the $1 tier. And basically that's our goal. So, if you're ever feeling a little zesty or wanting to help us out, Patreon is a good place to do that. Now, of course, also memberships here on the YouTubes are also greatly appreciated. Now, I used to have a fun button that would like come on and like do all this stuff, but it doesn't appear that I have that anymore. So I had a video that would show like the whatchamacallit. What's up, Nom? I see you sneaking in there, boy. He was the one that had to set me straight on my days earlier. It's like, what the hell? You're playing tomorrow? Let's see here. Here's the join situation here. If you guys haven't figured it out already, there is a join button over on the right. This is another way that you guys can contribute. This does not get you a shout out or your name on the wall, but it does give you these fancy emojis and badges and stuff. This is actually very old. I captured this quite a while ago. Shout out to Loki, who's getting us some on-screen time right now. What's up, Loki? He's been a supporter for a long time. Here's the overall breakdown of the badges and all that. Nothing too fancy, but just for some of you, I know that we've got some new peoples out there. So, and a breakdown of the emojis. Let's go. We got the ash can for always stay hydrated. We got the cringe rip, which is probably the most popular. Brown pants for when I screech and scream and go yelling. So definitely some good stuff out there. All be yours for 99 cents a month. Hey, Robert, thank you for pointing that out. I'd like to take one step back and point out our stream schedule, including the highlight on Thursday. We will be jumping into A Way Out. It's a full new adventure with the cringiest of cringe thumbnails. Wait till you guys see it full screen tomorrow. Like, I'll tell the whole story about Gray's too. So Gray's asleep. Gray's, in Belgium, eight hours ahead of me. So it's early morning right now. That's just why he's not here gaining more points and trying to take over Chacho for, I guess he got bounced way back there now. But anyways, I needed a photo for that particular graphic, but I wanted to use the photo from the stream thumbnail. So I wanted to create tomorrow's thumbnail today, but I realized I didn't have the angle I needed. So I had to create it. And I was kind of explaining it to Kirsten earlier. Like, I tried something that I'd never done before. Like, as it was happening, I was like, wonder if I could do this. And it worked out in like an odd, super cringe, nightmarish way. But you guys will get to see that tomorrow, so that'll be fun. But yeah, back to the Patreon stuff before I get too derailed here. There are some extra perks at $5 and up. You do get a textual shout out where I bring in Thumby, which he's gonna come in right now. What's up, buddy? So big shout out and thanks to all these guys who are repeat offenders. Most of those guys have been, supporting since day one. A couple of them shuffle in and out. Sometimes you'll see a name pop in or pop off or back or whatever. Big thanks to all these people. Much love. It helps out a lot in the YouTube world where, there's all sorts of ad blockers and ad skippers, and that's how you generate money. It's always nice to have a little kind of a staple, if you will, even though it isn't a lot. It's still nice. But so much love and thank you to all you guys. Now, beyond that, there are a few people that have supported at the $10 and up. Now, these are in no specific order other than this is how I'm seeing them on this particular breakdown of page. So that being said, we got Andrew, was in the chat. Thank you so much, Andrew, for your continued support. I know things have been a little rough for you. I know that you've had some health stuff kind of pop up for you, and we're all rooting for you. And I'm always here for some conversation whenever I have time, and we always appreciate your company. So you're a very kind soul, and we like having you around. So please don't Please don't fade off into the non-existence. You know, we've had that happen before, where we see people, we kind of get connected, and we're like, you know, used to seeing and then they disappear, and we're missing those people. So big shout out to Andrew. Thank you for your support, man. Next up, we got Zaria. Thank you so much. This has been an ongoing supporter for a long time. I always say the name wrong. I'm sure it's like Xaria or Zaria. It's Xariya. Listen, you know I got nothing but love, and I greatly appreciate you. But one of these days, we got to change that name so I can shout it out and it makes sense. Now, we have a double whammy here because we also have a supporter with a second account. This is a new one. In fact, I'm just now realizing this. So big time shout out to Man Behind the Camera, also known as Andrew. Big time thanks. I don't know if you like looked at Patreon with your account and realized, oh crap, I don't have that, and you tried to do it, or if you really just wanted to have a second account. Like, I don't know, but thank you so much. Much love. Yeah, Nam and Tyler both are known for, listen, and Connie, yes, all of you totally fit that. Totally. All right, next up, Michael Karsberg. Thank you so much for your Patreon, Michael. I usually get to see you and say hi to you in the game breaks because our time differences kind of match up when I do these later streams, but haven't seen you out there yet. Maybe we're not quite there, but soon enough, hopefully. And thank you so much for your support. Next up, we got April White. Thank you so much, April. You know, you sent me a long email, and it took me like 3 or 4 weeks to get back to you. And then I matched your email and raised you another half of an email, and I sent it back to you. And I haven't heard back from you, so I'm hoping you're all good. And even if you just toss me like a what's up, or if you show up on stream, I'm good. That'd be great to just hear from you. Because like I said, like this last month, a lot of stuff has been going on around here. And I know that can happen to anybody else too. And obviously you and I have had some good pen palship. And, you know, when I don't hear back from you, of course, kind of scratch my head and wonder. So I'd love to hear from you. No pressure. Don't need a big long story or anything. Happily accept it though too. That being said, on to the next. Bonnie Miller. Thank you so much, Bonnie, for your continued support. I don't know if you know this, but I totally stalk your Facebook. There's a couple people. Jason is another person that I stalk a lot of. He's one of our $5 supporters. He's got some posts, lots of cat stuff. And he always finds cats in the weirdest poses, and he has Catterday stuff. Yeah, Saturday, Catterday, yeah. Anyways, Bonnie has really funny stuff, like all sorts of like meme type stuff. And I don't mean mean, I mean like memes. And it's good. A lot of it is stuff that kind of lines up with what I find to be hilarious, even if it is morally wrong. so our sense of humor lines up really nicely, and so I definitely appreciate that. So Bonnie, if you're watching, thank you for your support, and just know that you know, I'm always watching. That's not freak or anything. All right, last but not least, we got somebody. He's been around. You've known him for a long time. He's definitely been an asset inside and outside of Happy Thumbs, and that's Douglas Wright. You guys probably know him as Douglas, or I know him as Douglas. You know him as Dougie Fresh 619. Definitely much love. Always appreciate your support. He and I were talking the other day. He actually, I think I told you guys this, as soon as the smoke and all the fires came, he sent me a text immediately and was like, hey, just so you know, we got a place for you here if you want to come stay. He lives in Georgia. If you've ever looked at a map, Oregon's over here, Georgia's way over there. Like, I'm not even gonna try it. Like, way over. Like, bye. Like, way over there. So, but I thought it was funny. And obviously he was being serious, but also kidding, because he knew I wasn't gonna get in my car and drive like 14 states to get to him. That's probably an inaccurate number, but I do the serpentine when I drive, so I'll make it work. You guys can't prove me wrong if it doesn't ever happen, and I've got methods that prove me right. I don't know. Dub Monster Hunter. Dub Monster Hunter. Okay, I read that in a weird way. Is cheap and co-op. You know, Tyler played that. Tyler, what is your take on that? I know you platinumed it so that we wouldn't be graced with your carrying and amazingness, but is that a game that I should look into for a Thursday situation in the future if other things don't work out? I don't know. Hey, I can math though. I can math. I wouldn't like Monster Hunter, huh? Okay. Tyler's got a pretty good judge of games that I would or wouldn't like, so I usually listen to suggestions. And I forked out a bunch of cash. I wasn't going to say anything until next week. So I tried to. I didn't think about it in time. So I actually paid a couple extra dollars to hopefully expedite the process and speed it up to get it to me. But I ordered some new garb yesterday, some new gear. And I will break it out on Tuesday. But like I was talking, I don't know if it was Tyler or Todd, I was talking to one of them. It's like, man, I've been so good about money. Like I haven't been spending any money. I haven't been going out to eat. I haven't been doing like, I've been pretty dang good with my money. No extra games, no extra, like, you know, not just wasting money. And then like I decided, all right, I better buy some new Apex Legends gear. And so I went to their store yesterday and they had some sales. So I ordered a new Octane t-shirt. And I also ordered a nice hooded sweatshirt because it's going to be winter here soon. And the sweatshirt, it was right up my price range. Like a lot of those things are $70, $80, $100. Reese was telling me that one of the YouTubers we watch, Noah J. I like Noah. He's cool. He's a good dude. And I like what he does. I like that he's known for Call of Duty and specifically zombies, but he's also branched out and done a lot of other stuff. He's a big time YouTube name. But he was talking about, I was like, how much is this merch going to be? Because he's like, oh, it's coming out tomorrow or Friday or something. I was like, okay, well, what is it going to be? Because I'll buy a Noah t-shirt or something. But if it's like $50 for a t-shirt, I ain't buying one. I have a problem paying that much for a t-shirt. And like I think I just told you, he bought a t-shirt the other day from these parkour dudes over in the UK. It was like $76 when shipping was included for a t-shirt. What is happening? Like, what is happening? Like, I mean, candy bars used to be $4 for $1. Now I sound like my grandpa when I was a kid. What the hell? Oh, wait a minute. Sorry. I will get a large message about that I said that wrong if I don't correct myself. What the hell? I didn't say it deep enough. I had to throw the gray accent on there. What the hell? All right. Hopefully I cleared myself. I said it twice, Gray. No messages. No messages. But yeah, I don't know. We'll in regards to the Monster Hunter and stuff too. I see you guys kind of talking about it out there still. I'll look it up. I'll do that. You know, and if it's on PS Now, that would be even better. But definitely not if it's not. But that is the end of my Patreon shout. So technically, I've pretty much got everything done. You guys? You know, I'm not in a hurry or anything. I got some stuff to do, but you know, this is always the last 4 to 5 days of the month are always like extra stressful because I try to maintain the current pace, but also add in Gamebreak stuff. And I'm a dummy. You know, the first week or two, I'm always like, oh God, that was such a stressful last 4 or 5 days. I'm going to take a few days off and I'm not going to do any of that stuff. I'm just going to do what I'm doing and that's it. And then like 3 weeks goes by and then boom, it's like, damn it, I got to do it all over again. Andrew, you asked me a question. I read it a minute ago and I forgot to answer it. I apologize. Will I be playing the new Avengers game on live stream? At this point, I do not have plans to purchase it. In fact, in a conversation that I had with Doug regarding me going to sit and stay at his house, he was telling me about it. And basically the game I don't think met the expectations it was like. It wasn't complete is how it was explained to me, or maybe the original plan was always to do it this way, but it sounded like sections of the game were not complete, and so they're now releasing them as free DLC in like future packs. And so he basically said like the game is a full game price, but it's like 3/4 of a game right now. And so he told me to wait. He said once all of it's out, I'll have a better understanding of what the game is and whether it's worth the $60. And hopefully by then it's on sale. So, you know, at some point, yeah, I you know, in a perfect world, in like 5 or 6 months from now, there will be some sort of Marvel-based movie that'll be getting some hype somehow. and I can buy that on the discount. The game will be complete, and maybe somebody will not have played it yet. I know that Gray has it, Todd has it. I don't think Tyler grabbed it, so that might be my one hope. You might be my Obi-Wan Kenobi. We'll see. Robert just bought it too. Yes, yes. I'm like the only person I think that doesn't have it. You know, I was saying too about the money. I bought that Apex gear and stuff. So then I went to the PlayStation store and I ended up buying Spyro, which was, I don't remember how much it was, 20 or something. I think it was 20. And then I also bought A Way Out. That was only 10 or 12 or something. And then I bought Ghostbusters. Stupid me, I bought the remaster because I thought it was a multiplayer game, and I thought maybe at some point, you know, all of us would play it or something, but they took the multiplayer aspect out in the remaster. How rude. I could not believe that when Gray was actually telling me that, because there was some miscommunication too. I was like, we were talking about games, like what we could play on Thursday as a mature game, something that's relatively new, something that's fun for both of us. And then like hours went by, right? And then I was looking at the sales and I saw that was on sale, and I asked him, I said, hey, did you ever pick that game up? I was just asking. I was not trying to connect the two conversations, right? Like I was just asking him if he ever had it, because I thought maybe he had it. I knew Gary had bought it way back in the day, and I couldn't remember. I thought Nick maybe had it too. You know, and I thought we were all gonna play it as a group, but I didn't know. I didn't know it was only single player. So Gray starts telling me this morning, like, "Hey, I bought it," and I'm like, "What? Oh man, like I'm really sorry. Like I wasn't trying to." He was like, "Oh, it was only $11." And I was like, "Well, yeah." And then he was like, "Hey, dude, what the hell? This isn't even multiplayer." I was like, "Yeah, it is. It's 4-player co-op. Blah blah blah." And he's like, "No, it's not." And I was like, "Yeah." And I was super busy. And he was like, "No, it's not." And I was like, "Yes, it is." So I like went and Googled, and I was like, "Oh crap! Oh crap! It doesn't have." So I will likely not ever play that game because I played the PS3 version. In fact, I got a nice, cool GameStop had a T-shirt. I still have the T-shirt. In fact, I've only worn it like once, and I wore it for like a game break. And I put it on for the game break. Still has the tag on it. And I took it off and I folded it back up and I put it away. Worth my $60, but only paid 30. Well, what'd you trade in? What'd you trade in? And I really hope, you know, Nam, you're keeping Ghost of Tsushima, right? Like, I don't know if you bought it digitally or disc, but I hope you keep that so we can co-op that. That would be dope. I know that Todd's got it too, so I believe it's 4-player, right? That's coming up at some point soon. It said by the end of the year. I mean, October, November, December. We only got 3 months left. Eating growth. So what? So if you only paid $30 for the game, Robert, that's what I was trying to get at. What did you trade in, or how did you get the game for $30? How do I get it for $30? Listen, if I could buy Marvel Avengers for $30, I'd buy it right now. Is it expansion or standalone? What game are we talking about again? Are we talking Marvel still? Or are we talking? What are we talking? What time's the game start? Like right now? I think the game starts like right now, doesn't it? It is. I believe it's an expansion. I believe it's an expansion. It's my understanding that it's going to be a DLC, but it could end up being. It could end up being a standalone. I wonder though. Now you got me thinking, man. I hope it's not, because then I'll have to spend more money to play some. But I enjoy it though. It's fun, right? It's pretty fun. And it is 6. Oh yeah, they're tipping right now. They're lining up for the tip right now. All right. I've got 1 hour of pause on my DVR, and I don't trust my DVR to record. It has failed me so many times. Don't even get me started. And I don't need any suggestion. I'm not paying any extra. I don't have anything other options with Comcast. It is what it is. I got 1 hour of pause. I got a Lego Indiana Jones video I got to record. I got to play the final chapter of the second movie, which is the bridge battle. I'm really curious. My wife and I rewatched the movie last night. and I'm curious to see how they play the last level. Curious. So, hey guys, thank you so much for hanging out with the Game Break. I know that most of you were here earlier today too. I can't even begin to express my appreciation for you guys continuing to support me in and out of the streams, offline, all over the place. It's amazing. You guys are buying our merch, wearing stuff. Easy, Brian. Easy. Good thing I caught myself there. We will be back tomorrow with A Way Out. I should have called it A Gray Out. Is that boo? Is that boo? And I will say, I am working on a button that will be an audible boo. I can't really say much more than that, but let me just say, like right now, October, I don't know why. I don't know why. Every year, October seems to be like the month where like, I'm just like, let's do this. And like all these ideas happen and things like Paz comes to me and like all these things. So A Gray Out. I'm gonna have to modify that. I've got the thumbnail already made basically, so I might be able to modify that title, although it might really confuse people. Anyways, trade some games in. I'm always trade. Yeah, I don't trade any of that stuff. I still got all my SOCO. See you later. Game that won't be mentioned. All right, guys, I'm out for real. Thank you so much to all of you guys. Tomorrow, 10 a.m. Yes, I definitely need a what the hell button too, for sure. Gray will help me with the audio on that. I just got to find the best way to capture it. Because, you know, like even the, like there's a guy that does it better than me that was the originator, but he doesn't have equipment to record anything good. Like the microphone breaks up and doesn't work. Like, so there's just not like one day I hope to get a legit, because like mine is good. It's a whole nother level of awesome. I'm sure Robert and Nam and those, I'm talking about Bullet. Old Bullet Sponge. Bullet Sponge was the king of that. Bummy was pretty good too. Old Bummy. Sir Bummy. But anyways, much love guys. Don't forget to check in tomorrow. We will be live 10 a.m. We'll also be back right here on HTG on Friday. Hope you guys enjoyed this Game Break. Hope you guys enjoyed the thumbnail shows, the viewings, the videos, whatever you want to call them. That's going to do it for me, though, guys. As always, until next time...